Eu tinha acabado de voltar de Cyrodiil. Fui atrás para saber do paradeiro de meu pai. Ele disse à minha mãe que iria comprar cigarro e nunca mais voltou. Brincadeira! O que sei é que ele é ou era um legionário do Império que cruzou as bordas das fronteiras em missão para apaziguar Skyrim há mais de 20 anos. Mas seu status atual é desaparecido. Eu sou meio elfo e não sei bem o que minha mãe viu no Imperial. Mas, seja lá o que for, ela diz que herdei. Acho que foi a Boca Grande mesmo. Enfim. Nossa vila é um segredo escondido dos nórdicos e evitamos ao máximo o contato externo. Porém, por conta de motivos pessoais e externos, decidi sair de lá e conhecer o mundo. Mas não posso simplesmente sair andando por aí. Então tive que atravessar a fronteira escondida. Na saída foi fácil, mas agora eu tô aqui nessa carroça. E foi nesse momento que eu disse a mim mesma: tô fodida.
Face your death with some courage, thief.
You've got to tell them we weren't.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
Halt!
You're not gonna kill me!
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries, what do you see?
It's in the clouds!
Dragon!
Eu olhei para os céus e vi aquela criatura monstruosa diante de todos e o caos ao redor e só consegui gritar: corre, cambada!
Jarl, what is that thing?
You need to get over here! Now! That boy, you're doing great! Torol! God! Everyone get back! Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Stay close to the wall!
Escapei pelas masmorras dos imperiais e saí de lá para uma caverna. Caminhei até uma vila próxima, ajudei o comerciante a recuperar sua garra dourada. Decidi percorrer por Skyrim e conheci uma vampira que, após ajudá-la com seus problemas familiares, ela virou minha amiga de viagem e decidiu me acompanhar na volta ao vilarejo de Riverwood. Quando eu cheguei, o ferreiro me disse para comunicar sobre o dragão para o Rial de Whiterun. Rumei pra lá, a cidade cosmopolita no centro de Skyrim. É bem acolhedora no que eu posso esperar de uma elfa. Acho que por causa do comércio constante, eles não têm tanto preconceito. Exceto com os Khajiits, eles sempre ficam com o pé atrás. Subi as escadas, o Ial Balgruf me ouviu e me mandou ao seu mago, Farengar, para conseguir uma pedra. Eu disse pra ele: eu não mexo com isso. Depois ele disse que era uma pedra-dragão. Uriel me convocou para lutar com o dragão que ronda os arredores da cidade. Bom, e o resto? O resto é história.
signs of any dragon right now, but it sure looks like he's been here. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened, and if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what was the deal.
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Todd just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
Guardsman, what happened
Get
here?
under cover.
Where's
the dragon
this
is
dragon?
still around somewhere.
Quickly now!
Kinneret, save us. Here he comes again.
Here he comes! Find cover and make every arrow count!
Why are we even hanging around here? Your business here better.
Die, dragon!
Don't move.
Who's up for some target practice? All in the breath control.
You are free, Alano. Yeah. Your defeat.
Give him hell.
Rah. I have forgotten what on. Lucky? No!
That was the hairiest fight I've ever been in. And I've been in more than
I must say,
dragonborn business.
the security
But I'm
here
sure
is
glad
kind
you're with
of
us. You better
open.
get back to Whiterun right away.
I can't believe it.
Jarl Balgruuf,
You're
know what happened.
Dragonborn.
this, really.
You ready to shut the fuck up?
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? Absorb the dragon's power. There's only one way to find out. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
Dragonborn? What are you talking about?
That's right. My grandfather used to tell stories about
Why
them.
did you do that?
Those born with the dragon blood in them. Like old Tiber himself.
I've never
I
heard of
can't
Tiber
believe it.
killing
You're
dragons.
Dragonborn. There weren't any dragons then, idiot. They're just coming back now for the first time in forever. But the old tales tell of the Dragonborn who can kill dragons and steal their power. You must be one.
What do you say here, Leth? You're being awfully quiet. Come on here, then. Tell us. Do you believe in this Dragonborn business?
You killed a dragon. Then this weird soul thing started flowing outside of it, and into you. And now the dragon is nothing more than bones again. And you are... Did I just hear Dragonborn? Even back before I was locked up, the whole Dragonborn thing was a pretty big deal. Legendary, actually. From what I've heard at least, the Dragonborn, or Dovahkiin, was a mortal blessed with the blood and soul of a dragon by Akatosh himself, the chief of the Divines. And legend says this Dragonborn may also have the ability to use the Thune, dragon shouts. And I think we've seen you do that just now. So, what are you? In any case, though, I think we should head back to the Jarl. It's been a long day.
Ah, easily. You did it. You killed the dragon.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some meat.
Hello, friend.
I work with my mother. Sell fruits and vegetables. It's fun most days. Hard work.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there? I knew I could count on Irileth, but there must be more to it than that. Dragonborn? What do you know about the Dragonborn? So it's true. The Greybeards really were summoning you. Masters of the Way of the Voice. They live in seclusion high on the slopes of the throat of the world. The Dragonborn is said to be uniquely gifted in the voice. The ability to focus your vital essence into a thum, or shout. If you really are Dragonborn, they can teach you how to use your gift. The Greybeards.
Well,
Didn't you hear the thundering
this
sound as you
castle
returned to
definitely
Whiterun?
looks better than the one
That
back
was the
on
voice of the
island.
Greybeards,
That's for
summoning you to High Hrothgar. This hasn't happened in centuries, at least. Not since Tiber Septim himself was summoned when he was still Talos of Atmora.
Rungar, calm yourself. What does any of this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as she may be, I don't see any signs of her being this, what, Dragonborn. How did you do that?
Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Hrongar, don't be so hard on Avenici.
I meant no disrespect, of course. It's just that, what do these Greybeards want with her?
That's the Greybeards' business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards. It's a tremendous honor. I envy you, you know, to climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a very peaceful place. Very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragon. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
Yes, my lord.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword.
The Jarl has appointed me to be your housecarl. It's an honor to serve you.
Father promised me a new dress days ago. Now where is it?
It takes a while to make a dress, Dagny. You have to be patient.
The Jarl has recognized you as a person of great importance in the hold. Hero.
All you ever do is complain about what
The title of Thane is an honor,
baby.
a gift for your service.
I'm going to tell Father you said
Guards
that.
will know to look the other way if you tell them who you are. Lead the way.
Still here. I have my doubts about whether or not you actually had a significant role in slaying that dragon. It may as well have just been the guards in Irilith. Look at the other people in the Jarl's court. There's his brother, Hrongar, who's a good fighter and well-meant, but too much of a Horker brain to do anything significant. Then there's Nazim, who's done nothing but own a farm, and the Jarl frequently allows him into the Cloud District. Just listen to the way he talks to people. Then there are the Greymanes and the Battleborns, who are under the assumption that they're so important that the rest of the city cares about their little feud. Now there's you. The people I just listed, some of them are decent, but none of them are heroic. You'll have to forgive my suspicions. I suppose you look formidable, but looks don't count for much. Prowess in battle isn't always correlated with virtue. So, are we off to High Hrothgar now then? We could either go through the pass near Falkreath, or travel around the throat of the world. Me too. And going with you is my job, so... let's go.
It's so bright out here. I don't know how you stand it.
It's no fun getting pushed around all the time.
I think I owe you a bit of an apology, Thane. Not alone, at least. Every guard that fought alongside you was just as much of a hero. Not alone, at least. Every guard that fought alongside you was just as much of a hero. But it's clear as day that you can hold your own in a skirmish. I shouldn't have doubted you in that regard. In fact, I should be grateful that out of everyone, Jarl Balgruuf made me your housecarl. It's good to get out of the walls, and you're not some stuck-up merchant. I can only imagine what it'd be like if he assigned me to guard Nazim. You sound exactly like him. You don't see any of them being made Thane, though. I'm sorry. That wasn't directed at you. It's just that we've got a war going on all around us. Every day, men and women from all over Skyrim die fighting to keep the Empire together, or to free their homeland. And the Jarls are honoring merchants. It makes me sick to my stomach. Oh, I'm not brave enough for politics. My mother was a Nord, and my father was an Imperial. Hence the Nord job and the Cyrodiilic name. I couldn't turn on either of them. The Empire thinks they'll have a better chance of defeating the Elves if we're united, and the Stormcloaks think we need to start fighting sooner. Both sides are fighting for what they believe in, and I can respect that. Even if it makes the whole thing incredibly pointless. That's the one issue I have with you being dubbed a Thane. In 100 years, they'll sing about how the Dragonborn saved Whiterun, not how Skyrim's sons and daughters fought for their homeland. It's not your fault, though. It's a somber topic, but I'm glad we had this conversation. I don't want to sound ungrateful, either. I'm happy to be out here fighting alongside you. Still can't help but wonder if Ancana went rogue, or if the Thalmor wanted him to do all that.
Let me guess. You become a bard so you can tell everyone stories of our travels. Can't wait to see what parts you embellish. Do you think that Emerald was worth all the trips around Skyrim? You certainly seem a lot stronger when you have it on.
So, what's on your mind?
Ready when you are.
I knew it was only a matter of time before Whiterun had to pick a side. It's right on the border, though, so...
Yes,
I don't even
Dragonborn?
want to think about it.
Very well.
Are you positive we can trust our new friend here? How'd you know? Look, those thralls that vampires use to guard their lairs have to come from somewhere. Just because a vampire doesn't attack you doesn't mean they're on your side. Don't get me wrong, I hope you're right, but I'm keeping my eyes opened. Now that we're away from Serana, I think we need to talk about her a bit more. Now that we're away from Serana, I think we need to talk about her a bit more. Somewhat. Not as much as I was before, at least. On the one hand, she's still a fanged creature of the night, whose kind preys on the innocent. It'd be stupid to not be cautious about her. But she didn't try to drink your blood or mine. She didn't try to make us her slaves. She just walked away from us without question. If Isrin decides to take Castle Volkihar by force, which I hope he does, we won't have to kill her. He'll probably send us in there to rescue her, though. She'd probably be an asset if we were to assault the castle. We won't be able to do much without more allies, though. Let's go find Soren and Gummar. Still here.
What now? I was just looking back at some childhood memories. There was an old jetty where boats would bring supplies to the castle. Once we moved in, it never got used. That's why I used to play and hide down there, looking out to the sea. Peace, quiet, and there was nothing but the crashing of waves and However, if you journeyed further into the Undercroft and away from the sea, you reached the old water cistern. You wouldn't like to hang around there for too long. On some days, this would smell. Just be glad you weren't there then. Do you need something?
Still here.
Hope you're ready to lose.
Honestly, think this is the last thing I need. You want a piece of this, do ya?
Thane.
This really is a bit of a hike, even as a vampire. I am getting kind of tired. Also starting to feel a bit cold, really. I don't really think it's going to get much better from here on out. Other than reaching High Hrothgar, of course. Let's get there soon.
Keep an eye out for wolves if you're headed up the path to High Hrothgar. I was just outside Iverstead when it happened.
It's amazing
It's an
how
exciting
some of the
moment.
weapons and
Nothing
armor
like this
you
has happened in
enchant are
centuries.
better than legendary relics from old stories.
Just a pilgrim. I'd prefer to leave it at that, if you don't mind. Just a pilgrim. I'd prefer walking the steps, meditating on the emblems. I make this trip every few years. Until next time.
People aren't going to forget about how we saved Solitude from Putenna anytime soon. Great work, Thane.
So someone else wants us dead. Fun. Get lost, fucker. And gentlemen, that's worth now. Murder time, fun time.
The harbinger of the companions, huh? Don't take that lightly, Thane. It's a great honor.
It's like someone's planning this out for me.
So, how does alteration magic work, exactly? You just turn things into other things?
So, a dragonborn appears.
at this moment in the turning of the age.
Asshole. We'll catch up later.
I'm not fond of you trying to become a pirate.
What a douche.
But at least it ended with us killing a whole grotto.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
We will see if you truly have the gift. Show us, Dragonborn. Let us taste of your voice.
Ilya was smart to turn away from the hags, even if meant she had to kill her own mother. It's painful to see that, though.
It is you. Welcome to High Brothel. I am Master Angir. I speak for the Greybeards. Now, tell me, Dragonborn, why have you come here?
If you need an example of why I detest mages, look no further
We are here
than
to
Noah
guide you
Skaven,
in that pursuit,
trying to raise
just
an
as the
army of
Greybeards
dead
have sought
to
to
terrorize
guide
Skyrim
those of the
because it was
dragon
being
blood that came
terrorized
before
by
you.
the war.
You are not the first. There have been many of the dragon blood since Akatosh first bestowed that gift upon mortal kind. Whether you are the only dragonborn of this age, that is not ours to know. You are the only one that has been revealed thus far. That is all I can say. We are the Greybeards, followers of the Way of the Voice. You stand in high Hrothgar on the slopes of Kinnarith's sacred mountain. Here we commune with the voice of the sky and strive to achieve balance between our inner and outer selves.
Seriousness, you did good with the fit.
You have shown that you are dragonborn. You have the inborn gift. But do you have the discipline and temperament to follow the path laid out for you? That remains to be seen. Without training, you have already taken the first steps towards projecting your voice into a thum, a shout. Now let us see if you are willing and able to learn. When you shout, you speak in the language of dragons. Thus, your dragon blood gives you an inborn ability to learn words of power. All shouts are made up of 3 words of power. As you master each word, your shout will become progressively stronger. Master Einar
Nice
will now
job.
teach you
You
Roll,
passed the first
the
test.
second word in unrelenting force. Roll means balance
Let's move.
in the dragon
I think
tongue.
you have one more.
Combine it with fus, force, to focus your thumb more sharply. Roll. But learning a word of power is only the first step. You must unlock its meaning through constant practice in order to use it in a shout. Well, that is how the rest of us learn shouts. As Dragonborn, you can absorb a slain dragon's life force and knowledge directly. As part of your initiation, Master Einar will allow you to tap into his understanding of rope.
Archery is a good skill to pick up. There's always a good moment between when a foe sees you and when they're close enough to hit you.
Use your unrelenting force shout to strike the targets as they appear. Gosa!
Bruce, run!
Well done. Again.
I usually don't mind helping strangers.
Losa!
Ian was remarkably unfriendly.
You learn quickly. Once more. Losa! Impressive. Your thumb is precise. You show great promise, Dragonborn.
At all.
We will put the trial in the courtyard. Follow Master Boy.
You all right?
I see that you have already begun to learn the whirlwind sprint shout. Master Bori will teach you Na, Fury, the second
Now
word
that you've
of
mastered
whirlwind
the
sprint.
smithing trade, I'll be getting a new sword, right? Maybe some new armor as well?
You must hear the word within yourself before you can project it into a thum. Approach Master Bori and he will gift you the knowledge of the word.
I've done nothing against sneaking around, as long as you get in a fight at some point.
Master Wolfgar will demonstrate whirlwind sprint. Then it will be your turn. Master Bori? Vex! Now it's your turn. Stand next to me. Master Bori will open the gate. Use your whirlwind sprint to pass through before it closes.
Ooh, careful, Thane. You crossed the Blackbriars, and now they'll come after us with their extremely deadly assassins.
Your quick mastery of a new thum is astonishing. I'd heard the stories of the abilities of Dragonborn, but to see it for myself.
I'll be honest, I still haven't figured out just what happened with Avincenzo.
No, indeed not. But beware that your skill does not outstrip your wisdom. You are now ready for your last trial. Retrieve the horn of Jürgen Windcaller, our founder, from his tomb in the ancient fane of Ustengrav. Remain true to the way of the voice, and you will return. No doubt, the appearance of a dragonborn at this time is not an accident. Your destiny is surely bound up with the return of the dragons. You should focus on honing your voice, and soon your path will be made clear. Good. Then you will be ready for whatever lies ahead.
Fair point, but I never heard of him shouting dragons out of the sky. Let's get to Ustengrav. I'm excited to see more of this story unfold.
Never should have come here.
You want a piece of this, do ya? Now ain't this a surprise? You'll pay for that!
we dealt with Calixto. I detest necromancy as is, but I What are you? Put on some clothes. I heard what happened to Harkon. Gods above, what a worker brain. You'd think he'd know better than to destroy his own food supply after being alive that long. My mother to bandits like these. Don't leave a single one alone.
That's right, you failed.
Don't move.
Damn it! Well, isn't it wonderful? We trudge through this sprawling burrow, face mortal peril every turn, solve deadly puzzles, and what reward awaits us? A scrap of paper with someone's scrawls? What a fascinating learning experience. And the worst part is, why not just send a note like any sane person would? Why make us plod through the whole damn tomb? Did they think it'd be funny? Or was it some kind of test? I'll help to express your immense disappointment, that is. I hope we can make sense of this nonsense when we find the author of this note. Let's get moving.
Get close enough without them spotting you.
You've got to be kidding me. Forward, run. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. They seem to know who you are, which probably means they aren't very smart. glad to have a destruction mage on my side for once. Watching things explode is a lot of fun.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Started drinking early, did you?
Barkeep, I'd like a drink.
Of course.
You're that
Thanks.
visitor been poking around. Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
Still here.
Pour me an ale.
Certainly.
The giants won't hurt you if you stay away from them, but they usually have a lot of gold stashed in their camps. Gods know what they do.
So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. I think you're looking for this. We need to talk.
Aye, we
Follow
can get
me.
that for you. We just finished the timber for those catapults. War may be good,
Still here.
but it's hard on families. A hard truth, that is. Let's drink to the fallen ones.
Close the door.
Hey, even I can get tired every now and then. Finally, a place to just relax.
The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right. Surprised? I guess I'm getting pretty good at my harmless innkeeper act. You can't be too careful. Thalmor spies are everywhere. It was the only way I could make sure it wasn't a Thalmor trap.
I don't think they could have picked
I
a
am not
better
your
spot for a
enemy.
village.
I
with the
already
river,
gave you the horn.
forest, and the
I'm actually
mountains
trying to
around
help
them.
you. I just need you to hear me out. Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might be Dragonborn. I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you. If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place. We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul? Good, and you'll have a chance to prove it to me soon enough. Yes, we're very old enemies. And if my suspicions are correct, they might have something to do with the dragons returning. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn. I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable.
When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeard sent, and not some Thalmor plant. Dragons aren't just coming back. They weren't gone somewhere for all these years. They were dead, killed off centuries ago by my predecessors. Now something's happening to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it. I know they are. I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty. And I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know. A few years ago, I said almost the same thing to a colleague of mine. Well, it turned out he was right and I was wrong. You should know. You got the map for me from Bleak Falls Barrow. The Dragonstone was a map of ancient dragon burial sites. I've looked at which ones are now empty. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, down in the Gerals near Riften. The one at Kynes Grove is next, if the pattern holds.
There's actually plenty of game out on the tundra. It's a great
Kynes
place to
Grove.
hunt.
There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it. I can't wait around for you to make up your
Strange
mind.
to think that
I'll
this
meet you
is
at
part
Kynes
of
Grove.
Whiterun.
Don't waste
I
time
guess
getting there.
Falkreath can't have all the picturesque villages.
Why don't you ask the boss?
Sorry.
That's better. Let's get on the road to Kynes Grove.
Right behind you.
Your choice.
And she's one of the good guys. I like that. Kind of not cool for her to steal the horn and all that. But, hey, I'm alright with it now. What matters is that she doesn't harbor any evil or malicious intentions. Yes, she might be a bit prickly, but I think it'll be nice to have her on our side.
Always good to be home. I'd lived
Right
here
behind
since
you.
I was a child.
If my analysis is correct, the dragon buried near Kynes Grove will be the next to come back to life.
I've lived in Skyrim my whole life and never left. I'd like to visit Cyrodiil someday, though. My father told me to visit.
Dragons are coming back, and you're a born dragon slayer. Kynes Grove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
No, you don't want to go up there. A dragon, it's attacking! It flew over the town and landed on the old dragon burial mound. I don't know what it's doing up there, but I'm not waiting around to find out.
Salokunir, Zil Kulotova Ursa.
a time.
Who wants a piece of this?
Think you assholes can stop me?
Warm in the hot springs. Almost a little uncomfortable.
God, look at that. I owe you some answers. Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back. I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn Emperor, the Blades have been searching for a purpose. Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them. The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Thalmor are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is. Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else. The Empire had captured Ulfric. The war was basically over. Then a dragon attacks, Ulfric escapes, and the war is back on. And now the dragons are attacking everywhere, indiscriminately. Skyrim is weakened. The Empire is weakened. Who else gains from that but the Thalmor? If we could get into the Thalmor embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. I'm not sure yet. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
We killed a dragon. That was incredible. Everything they said about you, it's all true. I didn't even think of that. Gods, this must have all come as an enormous shock to you. If anyone can stop the dragon threat, it's clearly you, Thane. And I'll do everything I can to help.
You've retrieved the horn of Jörgen Wimco. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me. It is time for us to recognize you formally as Dragonborn. You are ready to learn the final word of unrelenting force, Da, which means push. Da. With all three words together, this shout is much more powerful. Use it wisely. Master Wolfgar will now give you his knowledge. Now. completed your training, Dragonborn, we would speak to you. Stand between us and prepare yourself. Few can withstand the unbridled voice of the Greybeards, but you are ready.
Wow. Sensing
Dovahkiin, you have tasted the voice of the Greybeards and passed through unscathed. High Hrothgar is open to you.
Congrats, Dragonborn. You are now officially the recognized errand girl of all Tamriel. Kidding aside, though, while some people won't recognize your legendary status, I certainly do. And hopefully your future exploits will speak for themselves. So that honestly, tales of what you've done would echo for the ages. I like that.
Who's?